And your next job will be 5. Help jets land almost nose to tail. If you have no duties on deck, stay below. That's the best way to be useful at this time. Conventional arresting gear is used for jet landings, with the fiddle bows at conventional height, but the pendants must be heavily greased. Jets engage at such a high speed that the friction of a dry engagement can burn up the pendant and part it. Even though they're lighter planes, the pendant tension is stepped up for jets because they come in so much faster. Jets often take nearly the full pendant run-out. And if a jet does not catch any wire before number 7, you can look for a barrier engagement. Conventional barriers are not used for jets. They're designed to tangle propellers high off the deck. A jet nose would pass under the top cable with serious results to pilot, plane, and the planes ahead. Instead, 2 or 3 of your barriers will be of the Davis type, designed to be tripped by the nose gear or by a hook atop the nose cowling and to engage the main gear. But let's think a minute. Where would this plane stop if it went through or over the barrier? Probably here. Remember, too, that a landing jet's guns point straight down the deck, so keep your head up when you have to be up forward during landing operations. Again, if you have no duties on deck, stay below. People who do have to be topside don't want you in the way when something like this happens, and you won't want to be there either. That plane went over the side, but a normal Davis barrier engagement, like this one, seldom damages a plane badly. In most cases, cables are quickly disengaged and the deck can be cleared in a hurry. But it's a slow job to repair a Davis barrier and ready it for rigging with the speed required in jet work. So a damaged barrier is not repaired during landing operations. It is stowed. The incidence of barrier landings with jet planes has been only 1 in 700. But if by chance your carrier has used up its Davis barriers and must land jets, conventional barriers can be used for jet planes, provided they are elevated not more than 3 feet. Crack carrier crews bring jets in less than half a minute apart. They are able to do this because they understand what the landing signal officer and the pilot are doing and can tie in with them. It will pay you to know what's going on. Using the ship for a reference, the pilot is shooting for a 3 to 5 second straightaway, which works out to be about 3 times as long as conventionals. The LSO can direct a jet pilot as he would any other, except that he can't judge the speed quite as well. So the pilot controls his own speed, from 108 to 113 knots, depending on the weight of his remaining fuel. With excellent visibility, he can line up smoothly. He gets the cut while he's still well astern. A very slight flare out, and he flies to the deck, engaging it at 80 to 110 knots. The attitude is slightly nose wheel off, flatter than a beach landing, and he lets the stick go forward immediately on touching down. Drop forward pendants. Drop barriers. The plane is still in the gear. To compensate for the slow acceleration rate of a jet engine, jet pilots will begin to apply power during the rollback. If you go out to raise the tail hook, or if a hook fouls the wire and you must free it, stay clear of the blast and wait until the pilot has been signaled to roll back and hold brakes. You can't get to the hook through the blast. After the hook-up signal, it takes full power, a full blast astern, to overcome inertia and start a jet up the deck. With the hook clear of the pendants, the pilot taxis swiftly up the deck past the barriers, which immediately go up for the next landing. Just past the barriers, an F-9F must be stopped. You have to house the hook mechanically. Hydraulic pressure is not enough to hold the hook up while the wings are being folded. In any jet from the barrier forward, the pilot will raise flaps on this signal and fold wings on this one. And so to the spot, into the wind or downwind, not crosswind. Remember the rocking characteristics of tricycle gear. Don't park planes too close together. The motion of the ship can make them damage each other. If you're handling chocks, come in and leave from a beam and keep low. After the nose wheel lashing is secured and the cut signal is given, Pilots and plane captains must remain with the jet plane longer than with conventionals, for the turbine will continue to rotate sometimes as long as 4 minutes. Even then, there may be a fire if fuel continues to flow. Let the firefighters take care of it. They know how. The insides of a returning jet's engines are cherry red. Water turns them into junk. We repeat, let the firefighters handle the fires. As soon as the last jet is in, you'll start helping the conventional planes in. When the full complement has returned, you will respot the conventional planes or take them below as required. At the same time, you must be ready, 6, to service jet planes. Each type of plane has individual servicing problems. In general, these are true of all jet planes. Don't touch an exhaust even if it looks cool. Consider every one hot. And that harmless-looking powdery deposit on the inside of the tailpipe is a poisonous lead compound. Don't ever walk on the wings without a good reason or without rubber soles. Even a small rough spot can destroy a jet flying near the speed of sound. That's why they're waxed. And you seldom need to be on the wing anyway. Arming a jet is easier than arming a conventional plane because you can stand on deck to do it. Fueling is different too. For some types of jets, 3 gallons of oil must be mixed with each 100 gallons of jet engine fuel. One way of doing this is by pouring oil into a mixer like this in the fuel line. In jet types where tip tanks cannot be filled while the wings are folded, the wings must be spread for this part of the job. Tip tanks on types permitting refueling with wings folded are reached with a special wing side ladder. When the servicing is finished, you're ready to respot again. 2 jets may be repositioned on the catapults with the rest ready behind them to taxi forward. Conventionals to be free deck launched will be spotted farther aft. On the other hand, the bulk of the planes may go below to be spotted on the hangar deck. That's the jet job. In summary, jets are different. They must be handled differently. And to make their speed pay off, you must handle them swiftly. Here are the 6 basic steps and their basic differences from conventional operation. 1, roll jet planes to their spots without rocking them fore and aft, especially when going backwards, and without rocking them side to side, especially in a crosswind. 2, secure parked jets against wind and weather, with their noses well snubbed and their ducts well covered. 3, be wary of suction and blast instead of props as you assist jets to taxi. And remember that they don't start, stop, or turn quickly. 4, catapult jet planes in pairs if possible, and be on the alert for duds. 5, keep a clear deck to help jets land at a faster rate. They can't wait around at low altitudes. 6, service jet planes to maximum capacity, remembering that each has special problems, and don't injure the wax finish. Take good care of your jets. Handle them swiftly. They offer the speed, the range, and the striking power your carrier must have to keep the sea today.